What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant. Hope everybody's having a good to great day. All right, man. I wanted to do this video for uh, trying to really. It's been during the NBA playoffs, but we can go after Game One versus the Dallas Mavericks and the OKC Thunder. Uh, there's been some assessments that I've made of Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks that I don't think are going to be very popular in the NBA and the basketball worlds. That's fine, but I think they're going to ring true long term, and we're already starting to see some of this in real time right now. And what I mean by this, I don't believe the Dallas Mavericks are going to win an NBA championship with Luka Doncic, man. I just don't see it. Luka is starting to fall into this same secular cycle of, I'm not going to even say LeBron James. I'm just going off, comparing the two as far as the media seems to be doing a disservice of accurately evaluating Luka Doncic. Uh, I just don't believe that the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic in the role that he plays right now is sustainable, and I don't believe that it's a winning strategy. In fact, this particular style of play reminds me, or it brings to mind what Kobe Bryant said about James Harden some years ago. When James Harden uh, had the Houston Rockets consistently in the Western Conference playoffs or the Western Conference, finals. And Kobe Bryant came out, and I believe some announcer asked him something on the lines of, "Do you think that James Harden and the Houston Rockets could win a championship?" And Kobe Bryant said no. James Harden can't play the style of play that he plays and it be sustainable for a championship. And I'm just echoing what Kobe said about James Harden and applying it to Luka Doncic. I don't believe that how the Dallas Mavericks are playing right now, even with the Kyrie Irving, all right? Even with Kyrie Irving in the mix, an elite scorer, certified closer, all that, a legend in the game, I don't believe that the Dallas Mavericks can win the championship. And I probably would feel differently because we've seen Kyrie be successful with a Luka Doncic, type player in LeBron James in 2016. But even that, even when LeBron and Kyrie was able to win a championship, it took them 7 games. It took them uh, uh, Draymond. It took for Draymond to be suspended in Game 5, which, statistically, if you win Game 5, you got an 82% chance of winning your series. Don't guarantee much, don't guarantee everything, but 82% is a good number to have in your favor. Uh, Even when Kyrie was able to win with LeBron, who is a Luka Doncic type player, or if you want to say Luka is a LeBron James type player, by swap them out, it don't matter. It took everything and some, and a suspension. Let's not forget Steph was injured during that time. Uh, Harrison Barnes was pretty much missing, missing in action. So it took for everything to happen, and just to get one championship out of that, that I would say that style of play that we're seeing right now with Luka Doncic, where you got the whole strategy of the game plan is to I'm trying to say this in a way where it makes sense as far as it applies to LeBron James and Luka. I just feel like LeBron and Luka, the game plan is to showcase their skill sets. You know what I mean? Does it lead to winning? Yeah, you know what I mean. They win some games with it, but it does not lead to championships. And we've seen this with LeBron James over the course of his career. And I just feel like Luka is going to follow that same mode, you know, where he's going to have to go to LA or something, the Los Angeles Lakers. They're going to have to team him up with another superstar like player. And that'll be, and I say superstar like player, I mean somebody, another superstar player or two. You know, Luka would have to be a participant of a super team with his style of play. And even then, he, isn't guaranteed anything because we've seen LeBron James lose with super teams. Um, and at that point, I don't even think I don't think Luka is the caliber of player that LeBron James is. I don't. So, would he even get a championship in that scenario? Luka on a super team with two or three other superstars. I don't know. I just don't know because this style of play that Luka plays in is not sustainable. And I'm watching him and the Dallas Mavericks go up against the OKC Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why this is a series is because the OKC Thunder are young and inexperienced. That is the only reason. If the OKC Thunder had another 2 years of playoff experience underneath their belts, they would have got rid of I say it'd be a 5-game series. Excuse me, a 5-game series already. OKC could have got rid of Dallas Mavericks in game 5. I would say, as far as dealing with what we have, dealing in reality, not fantasy scenarios, dealing with in the situation that we have. If Luka Doncic was the player that the media wants us to believe he is, the Dallas Mavericks would have swept these OKC Thunders already. This OKC Thunder is a young team, has really no vets. You know what I mean? They don't have a Mike Conley on this team like the Timberwolves do. They don't have anybody outside of really SGA leading them. They got a young coach, They are a number 1 seed, but it's because they're a younger, faster team than most teams right now. They are ahead of the curve as far as expectations and schematics and execution. They are definitely a year or two ahead of the well, I think everyone had them, projected at, including me. But in the grand scheme of things, when you playing the regular season, that's checkers. So the OKC Thunder are going to look better playing checkers. When you're in the playoffs, you're supposed to be playing chess, high-level chess, 3D chess. And at that matter, Luka has been around enough to know the game. He's got enough playoff experiences. He's had some deep playoff runs to the point where I'm expecting, call me crazy, I'm expecting Luka to be sweeping a team like the OKC Thunder. And as we see the series plays out, it's just constant. Luka is the liability. Shout out to my big bro Melvin Wall. Made a good point about, a lot of people make a fuss about availability, but they never talk about the liabilities of the NBA. As far as liability goes, Luka is not a leader. Luka is not. He's not a defensive player at all. I almost said elite defender. He's not a defender at all. You know what I mean? The other day, he got a block on SGA, and it's literally because SGA's jump shot was SGA was going up for a layup, I believe, with his left hand, and Luka blocked it with his right hand. And just how the law of anatomy works, SGA's layup, his left hand ran right into Luka's right hand. It wasn't like Luka put in some kind of effort or made a great defensive play. The laws of anatomy worked in Luka's favor in the sense, and it got him a block on his stat sheet. You know what I mean? It's just these kind of stuff that where I don't feel like the Dallas Mavericks game plan is sustainable. And I do not believe the Dallas Mavericks will win a championship with Luka Doncic as its best player. This dude is not Dirk. He does not know how to sacrifice his game. And if he does, it don't seem like he's willing to. We're seeing Kyrie Irving in real time We've even heard Kyrie say this in real time, that he's trying to exemplify to Luka Doncic how to sacrifice some of his stats so that they can win as a team. And it does not seem to be registering with Luka Doncic. I know that him and Kyrie got some kind of, friendship and chemistry that they've built these last few years. Kudos to them. But even Kyrie, you know what I mean? Kyrie ain't a leader. Kyrie is an elite. He's an elite basketball player. He's an artist. Kyrie in the rec, Kyrie at your local gym. You can watch him all day. You're going to pick him up first in your team, blah, blah, blah. But when it comes to the NBA finals, the NBA playoffs, where the degree of difficulty is raised almost every game you play. You start off playing in the first round against one of the better teams from the regular season, but now we're getting down to the real teams that have real plays in their playbook. And this leads me to believe that if Denver and Dallas meet in the Western Conference Finals, the Denver Nuggets are going to sweep the Dallas Mavericks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm calling it right now. Schematically, looking how this is unfolding, Luka and the Denver Nuggets, Joker and the Denver Nuggets are going to walk down the Dallas Mavericks 4 games straight. It's going to be what we seen with the Lakers last year, because not only do the Dallas Mavericks not have a sustainable game plan or a game flow, they don't have any sort of chemistry or schematics that they can lean on, like the Denver Nuggets do. The Denver Nuggets was getting bullied by the Minnesota Timberwolves. They took it, they reevaluated, and they got back to what they do. I think if you take the Dallas Mavericks out of what they do, which is essentially just, ISO ball between Luka and Kyrie, if you able to nullify that, the Dallas Mavericks will have no adjustments for you. It's not like they can bring some guy off the bench. It's not like Derrick Jones all of a sudden or PJ Washington all of a sudden going to become superstars. And I don't know, man. I've been wanting to make this video again for some time. I just think that Luka Doncic is, the more and more I watch him, the less and less I'm impressed with him. And it did take for Melvin Wall, shout out to the Man Down Sports. It did take for Big Bro to really break down some game tape for me to really open my eyes as to, damn, Luka is not that good. Talented. He's a scorer. But, overall, when it comes to winning basketball, and I don't want to insult him and say, high IQ basketball, but high IQ basketball understands the sacrifice of basketball. You know what I mean? I'm a one-on-one player, me personally. But when I play in the flow of a team, I don't play the same way I do, what's natural to me. What's natural to me is to do the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, T-Mac thing. That's the era I was raised in. I can get my buckets if I need one. But when I'm playing in a schematic of a team, you may need me to be a little bit more of a facilitator, a little bit more of a defender. You know what I mean? That doesn't require my skill set, my scoring skill set. And that's where we at with Luka. You know what I mean? If you're not using his scoring skill set, what is Luka value to you? And the media keeps running around with this, oh, he's a superstar. He's one of the greats. I heard Shaq was talking about Luka the other day, last night after the game. And Shaq kept saying this thing where it was really irritating me. He kept saying, us great players, in reference as if Luka is in the same, at the same table with him and some of the NBA greats. No, he is not. I'm sorry, Shaq, that is cap. Luka is not he's a very talented guy for the era of basketball that he's playing. But Luka Doncic 10 years ago, no, he would not survive the NBA. I'm sorry, just 10 years ago. We talking about the Heatles, around that era. He wouldn't have survived that, let alone Shaq era, let alone the 90s, the 80s. Come on, stop. So when Shaq was saying that, it just really was irritating me because I'm watching this dude. He's a front runner, man. He does a lot of that. He scores. He does all that yelling at the crowd and all that yelling at the camera stuff. I don't like that. It's not even a personal preference. It's just a matter of the fact that when I was raised in my era, we had this thing called act like you've been there before. You know what I mean? This ain't the first time I hit a game winner. Yeah, I was hella excited through the roof talking about it all day and night to anybody that would listen. But the 100th time I hit a game winner, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm in the moment. But this is what I do. You know what I mean? This shouldn't be news to anybody. It's definitely not news to me. But when Luka be hitting threes and yelling at the camera and all, it's like, come on, bro. Stop. You get paid $1 million. You're supposed to hit these shots. You get paid very nicely to hit jump shots. So cut the front running out. And in addition to that, just nothing on defense. Offers you nothing at all. You know what I mean? So I don't want this video to go too much longer. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time. I don't want to just pile on to Luka, but I'm starting to see that trend, and I'm starting to turn on Luka the same way I turned on LeBron. And it's just because I'm starting to notice your game ain't what I thought it was, unfortunately. But anyway, it's your boy Tony the Savant. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. Thank y'all for all the love and support. Y'all have a good day, man. And I'm sorry, guys. We'll link up on the next time. Peace.